People want to know how to control, well, how to um, handle anger, especially the one who parents control their anger in front of the kids. Yes, I'm guilty of that. So I learned how anger are stored in our mind, and how they show up just without us wanting it to show up. We all want to show up as calm, cool, collected parents, but often we show up like feeling frustrated, feeling annoyed because of our kids, even for the tiniest little things that they do, right? If you're watching this video, chances are you're probably parent yourself. Probably wanted to know if you are just normal. You are very, you're beautiful. If you're a mom, you are amazing human, raising another child. I know it's like carrying a baby 9 months in your tummy, and now you have to learn another set of tools to be a better mom in front of them. That's amazing. But I'm going to share with you why, how anger just show up like that. All right. So I'm going to explain a little bit about where anger is stored. Right. You have a mind. You have the brain. Yeah. Physically, you can see the brain. Right. But where's the mind? Where are all your memories stored? Have you ever asked yourself, all your experiences, all the things that you learn from the moment you know you existed, where are those things that you learned stored? How did they just show up? What part of their mind? Is it something you can see? Can we see our mind? Can we see? Yes, you can see the brain. But where's the mind? Where? What is this limit of for the size of your mind? Why there's so many people who continue to learn even when they are 100, unlimited of knowledge. People in their 80s, 90, they're still learning how to play piano, or there's an 80 years old Japanese lady who started computer programming at the age of 80, and she continued to learn, and she's getting smarter and smarter. If the brain is physically a certain size, do you think your body can store all the knowledge? Where? Well, you probably know where. That's your mind, right? Something in you, something beyond. It's a force, it's an energy. But where? And how did they just show up? Right? Sometimes you learn good things, and sometimes you learn bad things. All the experiences, like the lady learning computer, it's good, right? What about bad things? Not so good thing. Where are they all stored, right? You're probably thinking, probably the first time in your mind, and come wondering, yeah, where's our mind? Can I learn until I'm 120? Is a limit space? Well, we can go into that a little bit more, but I wanted to share with you. You show up angry and frustrated in front of kids, and you wanted to control yourself a little bit more, so you can be a more loving and fun parent to be around. All right, so let's get to know your mind a little bit, because we are what we eat, and what we are what we learn. Whatever we learn goes into your mind. The mind. And the mind has two parts. The conscious part, where you focus, when you're aware. Like, I am driving. You need to be consciously aware when you're on the when you're in the car, in front of the, behind the wheel. You need to be conscious, aware, right? Awareness, aware. So you make decisions. right or wrong, right or wrong. Some people, but majority of the time, you're consciously making choices. Make choices, right? Your choices here. So you consciously, when you're driving, you're not going to be going too fast. You consciously keep yourself safe on the road. That's conscious mind, right? Accept, you delete, you distort. Whereas the conscious mind, or no, subconscious part of the mind, everything has two parts. Doesn't matter what it is. Even the blood in your body, there's a wet blood, there's a blue blood. Like when it goes in, when it comes out. So this is called the law of polarity. Female and male, plus, minus, left, right, everything has two parts, right? So even your mind has two parts, the subconscious part and the conscious part. The subconscious part is what's interesting, right? Is what's interesting. It means everything that stores inside shows up automatically. Yes, your bodily functions, either you breathe, how your body move, the circulation in your body, they all subconsciously. Yes, there are people who can actually stop, control the breathing, but how long? How long before you let go? You can hold your breath, but only for so long before your subconscious takes over. That means show up automatically. All those functions, right? Oops. So automatically, breathing, feeling hungry, going to the toilet. Those are all automatically. Yes, you can only control that much, but you can control the whole time. So consciously, you can control them. Okay, so what else stored in the subconscious part of the mind, where that you can actually learn to control? And in this case, is your anger, which is so important, right? We're humans. We need to connect with other people. When we get angry at them, this creates disconnection, creates tension, creates misunderstanding, creates no love, right? Okay, so what else is there in our subconscious part of the mind? All of our memories, right? Emotions, good or bad? Bad. Memories too, good or bad? They're all, and then all your experiences, right? Your learnings, learnings. All the stuff you learn in high school, or in elementary school, or university, work, everything that you learn, they're all stored in the subconscious part of the mind. That means when you have to recall them, it doesn't take a lot of effort, right? You have to remember something in the past. It doesn't take a lot of effort. Something yesterday, something made you really, really happy, you can just think about it like that, right? And emotions. Think about something that make you feel good, happy, joy, automatically, right? It's great to have good emotions, happy emotions, feelings, right? It's good, but the challenge is we also store negative emotions, such as anger, in this case, fear, guilt, sad. You probably wonder, how do we store emotions? What are emotions? Emotions are feelings. Emotions come from experiences, come from the meaning we give to certain experiences in life. Everything that you do every single moment is an experience. A baby coming out of a mother's body, tummy, is an experience. Going through that canal, right, is an experience. Sometimes the baby have a good experience. For example, smooth delivery, and other times might not. The baby feel what it's supposed to feel. If accidentally the baby have a hard time coming out, and the doctor might have to pull its head out, and it might cause a little bit stress, pressure on the baby's head, and that is an experience. The baby learned it, perhaps something stressful, right? So that's an experience. Or anger, somebody knocked on my head accidentally, and that's an experience. So the baby learn something if it make him or her feel tension negatively. So that's an experience. It could be the baby perhaps inside the mom's tummy while during its 9 months. Maybe the mother feels worry because the baby and the mother share the same blood. So whatever the mother feels, the baby feels. So all those are experience. Okay, so those are the experience, the meaning the baby give it to. Oh, this is pressure. It goes to emotions. All right. For example, if you're older now, if you didn't have a good experience on a date, somehow you feel sad because your partner have to leave, and you feel sad. That's an experience, because the meaning you give it to, maybe perhaps you feel someone that left you, that make you feel sad. You probably didn't learn from it. Maybe you took it personally. Maybe you thought you were the one for whatever your partner have to make a decision to leave. That's a negative experience, right? The meaning you give it to, it goes to the emotion, the experience. Versus if you decided, nope, it's a good thing he left or she left, I can start a new life. If that's the positive meaning you give it to, then it equals to a good experience. You feel relief, you have freedom back. So freedom versus being feeling not good enough. So this is the meaning you give it to. Equals your emotions in your mind, in the subconscious mind, as an experience. You keep it good or bad. All right? So you learn that. So, for example, we're going to talk about the emotion of anger. Right? Emotional anger. Why does it show up automatically for the little tiny things that you see in your kid? You shout at your kid for not cleaning the toy, for maybe for not getting perhaps good grades in school. You shout at them, you scream at them, you punish them so harshly. You feel so angry in front of them. You wish you didn't. Well, it's because along the way, along our life, this is a line. This represent present moments and all the past and the future. This line represent all the things that happen in your life, right? We talk about experiences, emotions. Maybe perhaps there are many angry moments in your life that the meaning you give it to make you feel angry, and they're all stored in your mind, in the back of your mind, subconscious part of the mind. So much anger. So much anger over here. And then at the present moment, this way of coping, right? This way of coping to certain similar incident is so much, so heavy, right? Because you didn't resolve the things in the past. If they're all positive, then you can handle your kids' reaction better, because there's so much more here. The emotion are like weeds in the garden. When there's so much weed in the garden that are not taken care of, what's going to happen? You can't see the flowers, you can't see the tree. So because there's so much negative emotions in your head, you could not, they're running, right? They're like all the weeds in the garden. They overturn the garden. And just like emotions in negative emotions in your head, there's so much clouded your judgment. There's love in you, there's joy in you, there's calmness in you. But because there's so much anger, anger is an energy. Cover the positive things with joy. So instead of having joy and calmness show up, or understanding of maybe of your child's behavior, all these forces of anger, energy just showed up. Because there's so much in the past that you might not be aware how to handle them. And sometimes we learn that from our parents, the way they cope with certain situation. They just scream. Some people do. And if when you were young and you see your parents do that, you might think it's okay. So we learn from our parents, all right? So it's okay because those anger can be handled. Well, okay, that's why anger shows up automatically. Is subconsciously handle your kids calmly, because there's so much here. All your subconscious behavior now taken over your conscious. All right. So how do we handle this? Well, there's faster way and slower way. The faster way is have someone guide you to the past. In order to guide you, this part that separates the conscious to subconscious, right? Because guide you to the past might be many years of anger emotions. In order to go there fast, you need to have to get yourself in a really relaxed mode where you can imagine, where consciously you can go back to the past, where all those memories happen. Consciously, it's hard to do it, but both consciously and subconsciously, you can handle this anger experiences in the past. All this anger, you will be taken to the beginning, where you first learn how to experience anger, like the first time you were taught how to deal with something. I know it might be small, because it doesn't matter if something's big. We human learn by habits, right? So the first time you cope by feeling angry, get the meaning as anger, and the next time you use the same way of doing things. Humans are smart. One thing work, we learn something, oh, this is how we're going to do it. We learn something, even though it's good or bad, we use it, right? The bad thing right now is you are using something that's negatively impacting your kids. So you need to go back and learn a different coping mechanism, all right? So subconsciously, go back to the past. You look at the experience, something happened, like the first time you came out of your mother's tummy, something hit you, and you probably you look at the experience. Well, that was then, you were a baby. now you're older, now you're in your 40s, 50, you can look at it. No, I can choose to look at the experience differently. Back then you couldn't, right? Because you're a child, you're so young. But now you're an adult, you can actually imagine yourself going back and look at the event that happened and give it a different meaning, because different meaning gives you a different emotion. So you can actually go back, guided to go back to the very first time you learn how to handle something negative. In that case it was anger, you give a meaning to. So give something, now you can give something positive because you're an adult now. All right, so and then not just the first experience, you release the first one, and then quickly release all those experiences where you used to feel or learn how to cope angrily. You can actually put a different positive meaning in it, and that's how you change the meaning. The emotion, you look at it, feels different, right? You cannot change the event, what happened, but you can actually feel differently because the meaning what we give equals the emotions. Okay, so that's how you know why you show up sometimes angry at your kids and you didn't know how you showed up, and this is why.